left off, we were looking for that damn bolt. We eventually found it, so we were able to get the suspension back together and get the thing lowered on the ground so we can take it for a test drive and make sure it drives straight. We got a race to get to. However, we did forget that before we could go pulling it down the road, we had to fix that exhaust, to at least get it to stop dragging. We decided it'd be easier just to drop it off at our favorite exhaust guy down the road and have him do it. Before the test drive, we needed to get that thing out of the way and get it off the drive line. Using a big hammer and Jeff's favorite pry bar, a couple big old zip ties, we're good to go. Good to go. After the test drive, we noticed the steering wheel drove straight. We did notice this was a little down on power. It's been a while since we drove the car, so we're trying to figure out if it was just because me and Jeff are always driving turbo cars that felt slow, or if there's actually something wrong. With the car raceable, we were able to focus on some smaller tasks. Carter cut out some sheet metal to patch up the floor that had ripped open during the crash. That way we don't have to thread twinstone down the racetrack. We also had to get a hood on this thing, which involved getting a couple hood fins in place. We checked all the obvious issues for a small lack of power, basically doing a tune-up and checking our main timing, and took it for another spin. It seemed better, but it was a little inconclusive. No time, so on the trailer and get ready to go. We got racing to do.
Love that race car.
We decided to show up for the Friday test and tune day before the actual race. We found our 2019 winner sticker from ORP in our bag and realized we never put it on, so we're a good place for it.
Yeah. Probably the only thing on the car that won't eventually get changed, ruined, or painted over. Sam, what's your
Getting used to driving the race car again is always a bit of an adjustment. After 1.5 hours or so, I was pretty beat.
It's only 20 minutes, dude. You shouldn't be exhausted at all. Whew. That's so worth it. Is it good again?
Very hot. It is good. It pulled to the right a little bit at first, the first couple times down the straight, and then that went away. So I don't. Something just bearing it in. Fresh build, you know. Bearing those fresh builds.
That's an offset calibration we did.
I had to dial back brakes off a little bit. It was a little squirrely a couple times, but it seemed fine after that. Maybe it was a bad wheel bearing or something, kind of womp. But besides that, it's just like before. Power-wise, felt fine.
The lower gears better?
We love it.
Lower gears better?
We love them.
Cool.
Nothing to it but for Jeff to get out on the track.
One lap of pure excitement.
Some troubleshooting led us to a no spark condition. So after some troubleshooting, some testing, pulling an external coil off Carter's truck, we realized it was just the signal it wasn't getting. So we opened up the optical sensor and started taking a look. None of us were familiar enough to know exactly what was wrong, but we determined it was the wheel eventually.
Well, like you said, that wheel is all the way touching.
Good side.
Yay!
Just flip it
Bad.
over.
Yay!
Just flip it over.
Heads, tails. You race. You don't race. You race. You don't race.
Turns out there was a chunk of plastic stuck in the distributor. The cap had broken during the crash, and one of the pieces of the cap had gotten stuck into the optical sensor,
How many times you broke the car at the Ridge?
heated up, melted,
Only
closed
never.
off some of the
Never
signal
broke it here.
windows. Cleaned off the plastic and everything seemed fine. Jeff went for another stint, came back and said it was running great.
New car there, boy.
It's got. I think that little piece of plastic was holding back a little horsepower. Way better.
Really?
Yeah, it's back to where it used to be.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Like to
it's
hear
so
it.
much better.
Go, gotta go.
Carter took it for a
That's awesome.
drive and confirmed. Awesome.
It's awesome. Definitely.
And then I got in the car. About 4 laps in, I started spinning and sputtering exactly as Jeff described. Had we formulated a plan, we knew we had a new distributor up north. Carter volunteered his family to pull the distributor off the motor up north and start driving south towards us. Therefore, we could get a new distributor as fast as we could. Thanks, boats. With some time to kill, Jeff and I noticed there was a junkyard as we pulled
right,
into
huh?
the track.
We could probably turn that into a race car. That's about what we started with.
This thing.
Probably actually more solid than our race car.
What year is this?
We were really hoping to just find the distributor we need. Why not, right? Came in a lot of sensors. We never found an SR20 Sentra, but we found some cool race cars.
Hey Jeff, next rally car project?
That's pretty good. We can take it all.
Saveable. Can't believe they got rid of it.
Then Jeff had a great idea like he always does. Infinities. Lo and behold, after searching a couple, we were able to find several. And the distributor really did look the same.
Almost. Like,
Hop it in, we got one more stint. Let's go!
let's go. Get her out of here.
We didn't even bring tools.
Fuck. You didn't bring any
I
tools?
didn't bring any tools, did you?
Oh, it needs a 12.
Oh well, we'll just wait for Carter. We know that one works. Time for a track walk.
What if I did
Wish
aluminum?
that bridge was open. That'd be sweet.
No. Suppose they can't have like chain link or something. So at least you can kind of look.
It's crazy. I don't know the camera looks so small. It's so big in person.
I know.
Yes.
Shit makes sense.
Watching Jeff paint his racing lines across the track was like learning to paint from Van Gogh. You know, in his later years, when he was batshit crazy and cut his ear off.
So then but not really. I always jump that hill.
Are you apexing this corner though?
And there was
Apex
traffic. I did pass the Porsche though, so.
Apex here.
What are
Standing on this cone. Maybe that's why you're supposed to be.
I full throttle from this yellow one right here, all the way around.
Yep.
I brake a bit, but I keep my foot on the brake and just touch it.
Yeah, over there.
In my mind, it's still our old 510 where it was. Like legitimate.
So why didn't you set up your tent in the daylight, Jeff?
Because I do my best work in the dark.
That's a fair point. It's gonna be an excellent tent.
Oh, on the racetrack. I'm in the tent. Oh, on the racetrack. Look at that.
After adding some fuel, Jeff took the 510 out for the morning test stint. And it was time for a green flag of the day. As always, the first corner of the race was pretty exciting. Pay attention, don't adjust your mirror. Go, go, go. Who's driving this thing? Oh, hey, that's me. This is one of our favorite passing points in the track. Just wait for him to go a little wide, duck him a little late. Usually can get him there. Whoa, buddy, too much gas. After successfully finishing the first stint, I pulled in to hand the car over to Jeff. He decided to show us what real fast times look like.
Let me out, everybody!
Your fans.
I won, I think. Check and see if I won.
Nope, last place.
That was my second guess.
Yeah, last place at B class. Silver lining, first time we've ever made it into B class. On the other hand, that means we just made it directly into the bottom. But hopefully it'll put us in C tomorrow.
Guy does good work for $100.
Exhaust guy? We love an exhaust guy.
Quick brake job because we realized we'd burned up pretty much everything we had. Everything else looked pretty good.
Buy material for $100.
It's gonna crash. There's no fucking way it's gonna make it.
At night at the grocery store, we got a preview of the future of auto racing.
It's getting that box. It has to.
Oh, it sees it. What's it gonna do? Oh, better driver than you.
Apex! Apex!
Don't tip me.
Day 2, a running car. We're stoked. We spent a lot of time behind this Integra. It was first in C class for quite a bit of the day, until they had a mechanical issue. That bumped us up into third, and put us in the running to podium in C class. By the end of the day, we were sitting in about second place. Unfortunately, first place was a couple laps up on us, so there wasn't really any catching them. But we needed to make sure to hold our lead, so we decided I'd probably get on the pit communication and let Jeff know to go faster. End of the day, rushed the wall for the last lap. Wait for Jeff to bring it home. But first in our class BMW, a couple laps ahead due to some great pit stops.
I love it. I love it. Woo! I got a sweet
Good
pickup,
job.
Phil.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Well, that was worth it. A lot of hours rebuilding this stupid thing, but we got to race it and we got to bring home a cute little doggy.